Hello and welcome. Chelsea 2, Fulham 1. And as you can see, Chelsea sit in 5th place, level with Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa. Nottingham Forest do still have a game in hand over us, so please do join me tomorrow for Monday Night Football as Tottenham host Nottingham Forest. I'll be live on here for the game, so I would like to see you there. But with that said, Chelsea 2, Fulham 1. It was against all odds. Absolutely against all odds. And truth be told, I'm still unhappy with the result. Not with the result. I'm still unhappy with the way that we played. I'm still unhappy with how we went about things. Really fortunate, if anything. Even the commentator said that when they were still 1-0 up, that the Fulham seemed to have been maybe a little bit under pressure coming into that final 10 minutes. And from a Chelsea perspective, I did not see that happening whatsoever. Without Tyreek George, none of this happens. It's a fantastic finish from him. It's an equally fantastic, if not better, finish from Pedro Neto to make it 2-1. But without Tyreek George's input, without Tyreek George doing what he did, we would have lost the game. We would have lost the game. That spurred us on to go on. Now, at the same time, I do still think that the players do not want to play for Chelsea, or play for Maresca rather. We've seen a lot of down tools in the last couple of games. We've seen a lot of players just not playing to their potential. Cole Palmer, still a shell of himself, absolutely slicing and dicing shots for a living at the moment. Done it twice in 2 games now, where he's leant too far and sliced it and put it high and wide. And it's just a complete shell of what we know Cole Palmer to be. And the end of the day, Enzo Maresca is incredibly lucky to have Tyreek George. He's incredibly lucky to have Pedro Neto to score a goal that he just did. But again, the players don't want to play for him. And if that's the players wanting to play for him, then Jesus Christ, it's it's pretty alarming that these are players that are playing as hard as they can and putting in a performance. Yes, we got the win. Yes, we got the 3 points. But did we deserve the win? Absolutely not. Will we take the win? Absolutely yes. But to anyone thinking that this can carry on for the remainder of the season, I think that's why I'm somber at the moment. That's why I'm really not too excited. Obviously, very very excited for the goal, but overall, it doesn't build confidence. It doesn't riddle me with confidence that we are going to go on to Everton, which again is a must win game. 12:30 Saturday. I'll obviously be live here for the game, so join me for that. It's made tomorrow even bigger. Tottenham versus Nottingham Forest. Again, I will be live on this channel for that game tomorrow night, so please do join me for that. But that game is even bigger because if Tottenham do get 3 points, if Tottenham rack in a win, if Tottenham do us a job, we will definitively be above Nottingham Forest for the first time, I think, this season. Or at least since Forest have gone up to the top 3. Forest are dropping like flies. They are dropping stinker after stinker, and we just need to pray. We need to fucking hope and pray that Nottingham Forest have another stinker and that Tottenham actually put in a good performance for a change. Dominic Solanke, get the goal. Don't give a fuck who does it, to be completely honest with you. But we need a bit of luck. We got a bit of luck today. I still stand by everything I said in terms of Maresca. I want him gone. We can't play like that forever. We can't. Something needs to change. And for him to come into the press conference yesterday and say that, why would we need to change? It's working. listen, fuck, you got lucky in this game. This was not a masterclass performance from you. Tyreek George coming on and scoring as a sub. Wow, yeah. But that's down to the player. None of the players wanted to play for you today. Not one player on that pitch that started wanted to play for you. Pedro Neto found himself in a very, very good position. Brilliant finish from him. But Tyreek George, that is just academy level in terms of that's him coming on. So doesn't want to do what the rest of the players are doing and dropping tools. He's just absolutely come on and done us a favour there. It was all down to individual performances, as Tyrez has just said there. So Pedro Neto, fantastic goal from him. Tyreek George, brilliant goal from him too. And we've just got to hope, don't we, that Everton don't just miraculously decide to turn it on against us in this game. Their recent form, one win in their last 5, and that came against Aston Villa. We're at home. We're at home against Everton in the next game. That's next Saturday. You would like to believe that we stand somewhat of a chance against Everton. It's never easy. It's never cut and dry with Chelsea these days. But hopefully a last gasp effort from Pedro Neto there. All the drama, all the excitement, everything can spur the players on to pull off one of the most impressive ends to the season that you will see in a Champions League title, a chasing point of the season. For all it was worth, it seemed like all hope was lost, and you can't blame the fans. You can't blame me for being upset and being negative or being pessimistic that the season was over, that the game was over, 90 whatever minutes, and we get the second goal, or the first goal, 4 minutes, and we get the second goal. These things happen. This is why we love football. It can change in the split second, but something that won't change is Maresca in the ways that he is managing this club. I stress enough as it is that Maresca is not capable of taking this team any further than he has. Today was not down to him. This was not a pat on the back job for Maresca here. I don't want to see any props. I don't want to see any sort of praise for Maresca. He did what he had to do, bringing Tyreek George on in this game, and we were better for it. But it's absolutely down to individual performances. This, without Tyreek George, wouldn't be here. And honestly, as Rahman's just said there in the chat, George deserves to start in the game against Everton. It's just the fact of the matter. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. Tyreek George has to start. He's put in shifts in the Conference League all season. He's been getting goals lately. He's got an absolutely, and I can't put into words just how impressive that goal was, but also how important that goal is. Tyreek George and Pedro Neto, but Tyreek George initially has completely saved, for the time being, not just only our top 5 hopes, but he's also saved Maresca's job, because a loss today, which was heavily on the cards at one point, heavily on the cards, he was gone, man. He was gone. He was absolutely gone. We've won away from home. Absolutely incredible. I just hope to see some sort of response, some sort of clapback in the game against Everton on Saturday, which again is absolute must-win football. There is no two ways about it. We have to come out all guns blazing, and like I said, I want to see Tyreek George play. We've got Everton, Djurgården, Liverpool, Djurgården, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Nottingham Forest. I swear to God, I've said this it's all down to those 4 games at this point now. I didn't say this at the beginning because I always said that those 4 games are ones that we can't rely on. You can't rely on those 4 games in any way, shape, or form because they're so unpredictable. The game against Brentford, the game against Tottenham, a game against Ipswich, the game today, all 4 of them should have been wins, and we'd be in such a better position. Such a better position than we are right now. And whilst we're hanging on by a thread, relying on Tottenham to keep our top 5 hopes alive is outrageous. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they rest players. I don't think they'll play a strong side. They're not going to deliberately lose the game, but they're not going to play a strong side. They've got big games coming up in the Europa League semi-finals. They don't need to try. So now, this whole season, we have been given chance after chance after chance to capitalize. We've had multiple chances to finish, third place in so many game weeks, so many match day weeks, and finish above Nottingham Forest and compete for top 3 rather than top 5 instead of top 7. But now we find ourselves in a position where we are now relying on other people, other teams, to do us a favour, to do a job for us. And this is not a position you want to find yourself in when you are as unpredictable and unreliable as Chelsea. Yes, we got a massive, massive win today. Amazing. But we can't play like that for the rest of the season. It's just not going to happen. So we need to wake up. The players need to start playing for Maresca. And Maresca, more importantly, needs to change his ways ever so slightly. Even if it's just a tiny bit, we'll see a massive difference. But he needs to start adapting. He needs to start changing. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can manage to, at this point, fluke our way into a top 5 position. That's what it's going to come down to, is fortune. Not luck necessarily, but fortune. Hard work, big goals. But after this Everton game, if we win against Everton, it's the biggest 4 games of Chelsea's Premier League history, probably since we last won the fucking Premier League, in all honesty. These are such big games coming into the final 5. And I just don't know if we can do it. I would absolutely love and cherish the day that that it happens and I'm proven wrong, But I just, with the way that we're playing at the moment, with the way that the performances we're putting in, the efforts that you're seeing from certain players, the sloppiness of certain players, I just don't have the confidence right now that we can do what is ultimately the unthinkable, the impossible, These are the final games. These are the final points that are available. We've got Everton, Liverpool, Newcastle, Manchester United and Nottingham Forest for a maximum points of 72. Forest have Spurs tomorrow. Again, I'll be doing a live watch along for that, so please tune in for that. It's going to be an absolutely massive game for us. They've got Brentford, Palace, Leicester, West Ham and us on the final day. Man City have Villa, Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth and Fulham. Forest have 75 maximum points. If they lose tomorrow, they will be level on points with us, and it's all to play for, except we're not really, because it's really fucking hard games left. Villa, Man City, Fulham, Bournemouth, Spurs and Man United, they are not easy games to say the least. They're on 72. And Newcastle, with 5 games to go, they still have to play us. They still have to play Arsenal. Huge, huge games. Where do we find ourselves now? 5th place. 5 games to go. I would love to say it's all to play for. It is all to play for, realistically, but only after tomorrow will we know if the ball is on our court I still think those last 4 games are going to be torture, but we're going to have to wait and see how it pans out. Massive, massive congratulations to Tyreek George for his really, really amazing goal today, and Pedro Neto, absolutely fantastic from him. In terms of performances elsewhere, though, and in the meantime, please do like the video, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Nearly at 11,000 subscribers on this channel, so it would really mean a lot. How is this victory on Maresca? It was in spite of Maresca completely. It has nothing to do with Maresca. This is not a Maresca job. Individual player performances. We saw a real drop again from Cole Palmer. I know he was there I think he was the one who passed it, was he not? Who was it that passed to him? Was it Fernandez? Sorry. Or was that I don't even know. I can't even remember who passed it to Neto in that situation. But individual performances, I thought James was all right from the beginning, but slowly dwindled into just really poor and came off at halftime, obviously. Sanchez had a bit of a Sanchez game, as he typically does, but nothing really too much to complain about. Wasn't too many blunders. Colwill just continues to piss me off. Chalobah, probably the better out of the two, but even still nearly gave away an unnecessary handball, which I'm still bewildered as to how he avoided that. Cucurella got booked, but again, pretty good down the left-hand side. Did as much as he could, but there were some instances that pissed us all off. Fernandez, Caicedo, brilliant performances from them as is to be expected, and realistically the saviours in this sort of game, because without their efforts in the middle, we would have been absolutely fucked even though we were from going 1-0 down. You rely on players like those. Neto instantly goes up because of his goal, but I would say pretty poor performance overall from both him and Madueke, but it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because fantastic goal, brilliant goal. Palmer just does continue to get worse and worse game in, game out, to be completely honest with you, and I do put it down to Maresca. I think his confidence is shot. I think he doesn't really understand what he's being asked to do. And maybe he's just really uninterested. He's lacking enjoyment, for lack of a better term. Jackson needs to fuck off. Jackson is done. I'm sick and tired of him. I've tried backing him. I thought it was harsh that Jackson was being looked past, and that we were looking for alternatives in Osimhen and a few other players in the winter break, and it didn't work out for that, and so we've ended up staying with Jackson. But good God, Nicholas Jackson is fucking useless. He is absolutely useless, and one of the reasons why we are so lacking in goals at the moment. He has all the talent but no football IQ, it seems. I wouldn't even go that far. His passing is shocking. His passing is so shocking, and not only that, but his shooting. He's got no power in his shots at the moment. He just scuffs everything. He doesn't put any power into his shots at the moment. It's ridiculous. So I really don't understand where we go forward in terms of striking. I mean, Nkunku wasn't anywhere to be seen today. On the bench. So I'm not for 1 second even remotely suggesting that I'm upset about that. I couldn't be happier that he wasn't in the team. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have to rely on Jackson to pull a rabbit out of the hat, and just sort of hope for the best. But I mean, Mark Guiu's back soon. So why not give him a whirl? You know what I'm saying? Just give him a shot when he's fit. I think it's end of April that he's back, realistically. So we've got some time to wait until then. But in terms of the games, 26th is our next game. That's next Saturday. Then it's Djurgården, Liverpool, Djurgården, Newcastle on the 10th of May. 16th of May is United, and the 25th. It's a Friday kickoff, by the way, for the game against Manchester United, which is... I hate playing Friday night football. I think it's never good for Chelsea. And to be playing against Manchester United as well in that situation is always a daunting situation to be in. Please do like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notification to be notified of when I go live next, of which I will be live tomorrow for the game between Tottenham Hotspur and Nottingham Forest. Huge implications, huge ramifications on Chelsea Football Club, as we know. So please do join me for that game tomorrow, as a Nottingham Forest loss, or at least a draw, but a Nottingham Forest loss would be absolutely monumental for Chelsea in our hopes of Champions League football next season. Until tomorrow, again, please like the video, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Huge turnout for this one, and I really do appreciate all your support. Massive thank you. I'll see you